Hey everybody, JTISREBORN here, and welcome to another edition of my Batman the Animated Series reviews. This time we're going to be taking a look at episode number 77, The Lion and the Unicorn. Okay, so technically this episode, in terms of air dates, is the final episode of Batman the Animated Series, in terms of what aired. But in terms of production order, it's 77. Like I said, I've just been going in terms of order on what was, produced on the DVDs, because trying to figure them out, in terms of air date, I have to print out a list, go through all of them, and pretty much I just started from the get-go doing that. And part of me is just wondering, why do they even have them, on the discs in terms of production order versus, air date? It's just, why not just air them all, in that way? I don't know what the deal is in terms of all that stuff, but yeah, so this is 77 in terms of production order, but, the final episode aired. So it's kind of crazy to think about. We're almost there. We're almost done with Batman the Animated Series. I still want to do a written review on the whole series, and I also want to talk about the Lost episode. I might do the Lost episode as a bonus at the very end. But anyways, let's talk about this episode. So the plot of this episode is Alfred Pennyworth. We find out more about Alfred's past in terms of how he was worked with the British Secret Service or whatever. He has to go to England, and because of some dealings with Red Claw and nuclear codes, so he's got his old friend Frederick, and basically they get captured by Red Claw, who hasn't been seen since I think the Cat in the Claw Part 2. Yeah, so Red Claw, let me talk about Red Claw really quick. She's not that great of a villain. She's just kind of there. I think she's just been created for the show, but she never amazed me or wowed me as a villain. She just was just kind of this generic terrorist who's I am Red Claw. And that's just about it. So this episode, they kidnap Alfred. They want to know these nuclear codes. And Alfred knows them, and Red Claw's trying to get the information out of him, but he's just not going to try and tell him. So eventually they find the nuclear codes. Batman has to go after these missiles, or whatever, maybe necessarily not nuclear codes, or just missiles, or whatever they are. It just goes to show you I just didn't care as much. But it's not a bad episode, like I said, no bad episodes of the show. But, yeah, so or missile codes, Batman goes after him, Red Claw is in the plane with them, they're fighting. She takes off his masks, but Batman ejects her, and she gets sent into the ocean. We never do find out if the cops or any of that came up to grab her or anything whatsoever. There's not even a mention hey, Red Claw, she's been apprehended. This is cool, right? And there's no, nothing whatsoever. So the missiles are destroyed. Alfred is talking to this dude named Frederick, who's just hey, why don't you come back to the service or whatever? And Alfred's he's oh no, I'm needed at Wayne Manor. Yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. That's, in essence, this episode in a nutshell. I think one of my favorite parts, though, is when Alfred beats up a thug, and Robin's and here I thought all you dusted was furniture. Louise can say, what a pity. That was a funny bit. So, yeah. What can I say about this episode? Like I said, it's definitely a lower ranking episode for me. I just didn't have as much interest in this one. Red Claw doesn't interest me much as a villain. It's cool to see Alfred, kick some ass in the show, because I do love Alfred in the animated series. He's probably, up there with my favorite takes on Alfred. This is the way I kind of see Alfred. Alfred is, generally, in terms of, all media, has almost always been portrayed well. Batman, you've had some, George Clooney, who wasn't that great, but, Alfred has been consistent. You have the Adam West TV show, definitely solid, not the greatest Alfred, but, solid choice. Michael Gough is great. In the Warner Brothers Batman movies. Michael Caine is great, and Jeremy Irons is great. And even Sean Pertwee on Gotham, just this Alfred who sounds like he smoked a lot. Oh, Master Bruce. I like him too. They're all solid Alfreds. Alfred has just been portrayed very well on screen, and even in animation. This might be my favorite Alfred right here. Good heavens. You got the background, and you got the classiness of him too. I always thought that was a nice touch. So, yeah, there's that. But anyways, not sure what else I can say about this episode. I know this is technically the final episode of Batman the Animated Series in terms of air date, but instead of doing production order, I still got a ways to go. With the other ones, I got 8 episodes left, which is crazy to think about how I'm pretty much at the end here. I'm glad I switched to like this voiceover instead of like having to set everything up, and that just makes it easier to go through all of them. But yeah, once I finish these and then I do the Lost episode, then it's an overall review and then ranking of Batman the Animated Series episodes, and then I'm done. Then I'm done with Batman the Animated Series, move on with this chapter, because I always wanted to do this years ago, and I never got to finish it, so close. So very close to being done. It takes a while to get through 85 episodes in animated movies and such, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, so that's cool. But anyways, thank you for watching, everybody. I'll talk to you all later. Hit comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the little bell for notifications. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/SeanJTKing. And I'll see you all later. Peace out.